Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Black-owned grocery stores and restaurants are key. And this is something I've talked about several times. Make sure my mic is on good. This is something I've talked about several times just within the last year. Because there's always a talk about circulating money within the black community. Okay. Because it's always said, yeah, the dollar circulates for like 15 minutes in the community. Well, one of the first places that they will go to is a grocery store or a restaurant. I don't care what culture you're from, you gotta eat. Now, I was inspired to do this again because in the past weekend from when I'm taping this, me and my sons went to this, it's either a Korean or Chinese owned buffet in the area, a new one. There was one we used to go to. It was real cool with workers there and everything, but COVID put them out of business. But there was a one I hadn't heard of before. We checked it out. It was pretty good, the food and everything. But it made me think about many of the, especially Korean businesses, but also other groups, other immigrant groups to this country. One of the first things they do is they start a restaurant or they start a grocery store. Like when I was living in Arlington, Virginia, I remember there was a place that had two Ethiopian restaurants right next to each other. And then even where I was living at the time, there was a Ethiopian grocery store and restaurant right next door. People eat. And if we're talking about like circulating money in the community, one of the main places we're going to go to a restaurant. We're going to go to a grocery store, which in turn creates an outlet for other black businesses. Because one of the things are, and let me be clear when I say that as well. Let me be clear because I remember talking about that before and someone, I don't know, I'll call cognitively challenged, said, well, shouldn't they need to like serve other people? I never said serving only black businesses, did I? A business that only serves blacks? That's stupid. And there's many black businesses, black-owned restaurants that will serve whoever's going to spend money. That's all. I'm just saying own the place. That's all I'm saying, and I'm going to get more into ownership in my next episode. That's all I'm saying. You can serve whoever. I've been in plenty of black-owned restaurants in the D.C. area, and like there was a soul food place living in Arlington County. When I was there, I don't know if it's still there. I can't really remember the name, but I couldn't get in there for the whites. So let's be clear on that. But why am I saying black-owned? One, you circulate money within the black community. If it's black-owned, the owners and the workers there will be predominantly black. What are they going to do? Okay, first the money's going to their households, and then if like a grocery store, if they deal with mostly black vendors, and because there are a whole lot of blacks who have businesses who've creating food products and other products that can go in a grocery store, you're making some money. And then one of the things with restaurants, that's another thing. They could actually serve. They can actually be an outlet by using black-owned vendors. You see how that works? And I'm going to say mostly. I mean, of course, you get somebody good of another race. You don't want to discriminate if they're a good worker. And I've seen plenty of black businesses do that. They will have people of other races in there, but it's black-owned. And see, when you have a situation like that, then you don't have an argument about diversity or anything. But I'll talk more about that in the next episode, because we got to be honest about some stuff. But when you have black-owned grocery stores and restaurants, you have something automatically that circulates money. And indeed, many grocery stores actually serve as community hubs. Like a local grocery store where I'm living now, it's really, you see a ton of people in there. It's really a community hub. You have plenty of people go in there. Some people hang out. In fact, I was joking with one of the workers there, and I said, this is like a club in here. You know, you get some people, women especially, they walking through, just all sexy and everything, ambling through. real friendly. I was like, man. But there's so much. And then when you talk about restaurants, you're talking about, you could be at a fast food restaurant or a sit down restaurant. It could be a cafe. And cafes by themselves, they're like communities, coffee shops, stuff like that. And then, like I said, people go there. See, one of the things, I don't care what's happening in the economy. I don't care what anybody says. I'm up here, pick up 2 pence. People got to eat. That's the one thing. People got to eat. And on a practical matter, if you own a grocery store, people will come there and buy food. I remember a couple years ago, my co-parent, she was making cookies, like vegan cookies, and one of our outlets was like a small corner store, black-owned corner store. And people were eating those cookies. People were throwing down those cookies. But people come to it. It's like the business you gotta use. Because, and I've said this in other episodes, I hear about people promoting different black-owned businesses, but like on a local radio station, they'll promote some stuff, but I'm always thinking, that's not something I need. See, the beauty of the grocery stores and restaurants, any place serving food, it could be a smoothie place. People will always come there. All you have to do is, the food just got to be good. And people of all races will go there and support it. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's money. If you got a good, all you need is a good location and just the food be good. And people will come. That's it. That's it. Like, I haven't mentioned that guy, like, in a long time, the guy who had the buffalo wing place. And he had expanded to 3 locations. One of the locations, it was in a government building. He wasn't even just cooking buffalo wings. But food, he expanded pretty quickly too. Because like I said, that's just as a business, if you can cook, let me say it again, if you can cook and your food is good, because people, once they eat it once, if it's good, it just need to be good one time for a person. They're always going to come back. And that's something we need to really be thinking about. Like, you got so many blacks talking about all this other stuff. I'm like, shoot, grocery store. We don't need the showy stuff. Grocery store. Shoot, you can create a whole network. And that focus right there, it is so much. It empowers other businesses as well. So they are key. Any place food is key. Like I said, when you get groups who come to this country, first thing they do, they set up places to eat. And they make money. All right? So, y'all know the deal. Let's go make that money.